Whoa, Klay Thompson's gone. Splash Bros are gone, and the Warriors dynasty is pretty much officially over. We're going to break it all down for y'all. Let's get it. Alright, so first thing I want to talk about really and what happened today. So my initial reaction on the Klay Thompson trade, right? He's going to be going to the Dallas Mavericks. He got in a signing trade today. It was rumored for about a week now that Klay Thompson's most likely going to split up from the Warriors. And it did happen. That was reported earlier in the week. But this is crazy to me because this is what got me hooked on basketball. Warriors basketball, watching them play the Cavs in the finals in 2016, that's what got me hooked in watching the NBA, watching basketball. And it's really just sad to watch, Klay be the first ball to fall, and I assume Draymond will be gone soon as well. But let's get into the full trade breakdown and what we know so far. So, per Woj, breaking, free agent Klay Thompson plans to join the Dallas Mavericks on a 3-year, $50 million deal with a player option, sources tell ESPN. Thompson ends his historic Warriors run as part of a multi-team sign-and trade that'll also send Josh Green of the Mavericks to Charlotte. When I saw this from Woj and this come out on SportsCenter and tweeted and everything, I was shocked. I didn't believe it was going to be done this soon. His two destinations were the Lakers and they were the Mavericks. That's pretty much what we were down to. I assumed for him to go to the Lakers. I thought that was going to be the spot. He ends up going to Dallas on a 3-year, $50 million deal. And then we also get word, I guess soon after that, you can say, that Thompson had 4-year offers for more money, but taking less was offset by the chance to win a 5th championship with the Mavs, to win a 5th championship with the Mavs, and a difference in state taxes. Agent Greg Lawrence of WAS Basketball led Thompson in serious talks with the Mavs and the Lakers. We also then received word that the Lakers actually offered him a 4-year, $80 million contract. That is more money than going to the Mavs. But he wanted a bigger chance to win a championship, and I guess he thought a better spot would be Dallas. And that makes sense. They ran through the Western Conference this year in a very tough Western Conference, and they were able to make the finals. So why would that not be the spot to go? I like this move by Klay Thompson. I think it's smart by him. If he wasn't going to stay with the Warriors, I think Dallas was going to be your best spot and your best chance to go win a championship. About 10 minutes later, we also received word that the Warriors and the Mavericks are still working through the details of the sign-and trade, which includes Hornets sending the Mavericks 2 second-round picks for Josh Green, sources tell ESPN, and one of these picks could end up in Golden State. Thompson lands in Dallas on a 3-year deal. And about 30 minutes ago, Woj comes out once again, and he gives an update on Thompson's Mavs contract. Thompson would do a straight 3-year deal without a player option. So he will not get the chance to come back. The Mavericks have the chance to do that. We thought it was going to be player option in the beginning. It is not. It's just a straight 3-year contract, $50 million, and he will be going to Dallas. So that's the full trade breakdown so far and what we know so far. There might be new stuff out as I'm talking right now and as I'm speaking. There might be new stuff out, and I'll put that on screen now. All right. And I really just want to talk about this breakup, though. Now that we're just going to get into it, now that you know the full trade breakdowns, this breakup was messy. It really was. Klay Thompson felt disrespected by the offers that the Warriors were giving. It was a weird situation where the Warriors didn't want to bring him back, and he didn't want to go back. There was no mutual interest between either side. Neither one wanted him coming back to Golden State, which is not something that you see from a 4-time champion and a guy who brought you 4 rings to the Bay Area in the last, 10 years. That's hard to do. So it is sad, but I think it was time. And when you win 4 championships with a franchise and you're able to do so many good things, it shouldn't be this messy. But it was time for Klay Thompson to leave. He was not. I think he needs a fresh new start, and I think Dallas is the perfect spot for him. I think with Kyrie and with Luka, this is going to be a fun big 3 to watch. And I will talk about this in a minute, but what does this exactly mean for the Mavs, right? They just made the finals, right? They didn't need they don't really need more to upgrade their roster. But Klay Thompson is a perfect guy. If he can get back to that spot where he's able to knock down open threes and hit tough shots in the corner, that's exactly what the Mavericks need. They needed more shooting on this roster to improve and take them over that next step to a championship, right? They weren't able to do well in the finals against Boston shooting-wise, and I think Klay Thompson's a guy that they believe can maybe get back to that spot that he was a couple years ago, or I guess 5 years ago now, and maybe he can get back to his prime self. Most likely not, but if he can work on his shooting, he can be a key piece in the Mavericks, especially in the postseason with his experience. So for the Mavs, this is a great pickup for them. For my grade for them, I give them a solid A. I think this is exactly what they needed. And so far, we don't know the exact details of the trade, but from what has come out, I believe that the Mavericks get an A on this one. I think Klay Thompson fits in perfectly with Luka and Kyrie, and he can fit in with your role players. Now, you lost Derrick Jones Jr. in free agency. I'll put that up on the screen right now, but I don't think it's going to matter as much. He was a key piece in your rotation, but you just upgraded him getting in Klay Thompson, and you can get a couple more guys in free agency. But so far, Mavericks are killing it, and I think they need to keep exploring options in free agency. You're going to get that second-year jump from Derek Lively, and I think this Mavericks team is going to be scary in the West next year. They're definitely top 3 for me, and I believe maybe they can run through the West again and get back to the finals. Great pickup from Mark Cuban and great pickup from the Mavs. But let's talk about what it exactly means for the Warriors, right? Curry and Draymond are the only guys really left from those big championship runs. You still have Looney, but we expect Looney to be gone this offseason. And now that Klay's gone, I expect Draymond to be moved at some point from here and to the deadline. I expect him to be off this roster. But you can't trade Curry. Unless he asks out, I don't think he ever will. You better not trade him. He has brought so much to your franchise. I think it would be interesting to see if they can maybe get some different pieces around Curry and try to contend once again. But that's going to take a couple years, and Curry doesn't really have that left in the tank. He's maybe got 2 or 3 good years left, and that might be a situation where he thinks about getting out of Golden State. I don't think I would have never thought that Stephen Curry would leave Golden State, but with everything that I've seen with this Klay Thompson stuff and the Draymond stuff last year and everything, I don't think it's a good spot for him anymore. Unless they get rid of Draymond and bring in maybe some more young talent, maybe Curry can help these guys and maybe they can go on a little run. I don't think it's a good move to stay here, and I understand why he would want to leave, but I never expected Steph Curry to even be a thought about leaving Golden State after what he's done. But I do believe Draymond will be moved. Where do I think he'll go? I have no clue. He said he really wants to play with LeBron. Maybe the Lakers try to add him right before the season starts. I'm not sure. I think Draymond's now such a head case, and I believe that maybe he won't be on a roster by the end of next year. I just genuinely don't know. But for the Warriors, you know, you kind of had to do it. Klay was asking out, and they get a solid B for me because they were pigeonholed. They had nothing they could do. They gave him the amount of money that they thought was fine. He felt disrespected. There was nothing else they can do. And this was something that we saw coming from a couple years ago with the Draymond and Jordan Poole stuff. They ended up picking Draymond Green with the punch and everything. They ended up picking Draymond instead of Jordan Poole. They shipped him off to Washington. And they're going to pay the price for that. I think Jordan Poole could have fit in with this roster seamlessly now that Klay is gone. And now they're going to pay the price. And Draymond, I expect to be moved. And I expect this Warriors team to be much different come the start of next season and the season after that. It's going to be interesting. And I'm very, very excited to watch the Dallas Mavericks play. I'm not very excited to watch the Warriors play, though. This is just, it's a sad breakup from both sides. And I'm going to miss Klay Thompson in Golden State with his Splash Bro. It's going to be sad. But that's really all I have to talk about with this trade. Klay Thompson's a guy who I've always cheered for, and I will continue cheering for him in Dallas. I will also cheer for Steph Curry, and I hope they can both, you know, at least have some mutual respect going forward. I think they're still very, very good friends, but it's a tough breakup. It's not what you like to see with a guy who's brought you 4 championships. And it's definitely very sad to see. But that's going to wrap up this episode, or this video on the channel. I appreciate y'all for watching, listening. Go check out the breakdown. It's a quick little video that explains everything about what this channel is going to be. And I hope y'all like everything. And go check out the Right Bench Podcast on Spotify and YouTube. As I said, that's my podcast with my buddy Charlie. We're in a break right now, so but go check out some episodes from that. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe. See y'all later. Peace out, guys.